Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing this fine Sunday afternoon? Welcome to another episode of The Brave Traveler. I'm your host, IR, and today, as usual, I want to talk about random shit. Currently on my mind of things to say is that I recently found out that you're supposed to get dewormed every 6 months, which makes sense if you think about it. Parasites are real. They are fucking worms or tiny miniature snakes, however you want to look at them. They're plasmoidal uh, in texture, which means they get in through any kinds of liquids in your body. And the little blood sucking fucking vampires like to attack at night when you're asleep. So they know what the fuck they're doing. And they're not all pinworms, meaning that sometimes you won't know if you have them, because I think the most common type of parasites that people notice when they have them are pinworms or threadworms, depending on where you are. These little shits actually look like threads, tiny little bits of thread caught in your underwear. If you see them, you might think nothing of it, but you'll definitely feel them when you feel a tickle in your anus and in the middle of the night you uncontrollably want to scratch your fucking asshole. You have pinworms. You have parasites. No worries, those are easily treated with over the counter medication. Uh, it's still a good idea to take that stuff every 6 months, because there's other kinds of parasites that you don't notice. Your asshole isn't going to be itching, and therefore you'll think that you don't have any. But there's other symptoms that are much sneakier, because you'll attribute these symptoms to other things. You'll have a lack of focus. You'll have a lack of energy. And you'll attribute these things to, I'm working too hard. I stayed up late. I did things I shouldn't have, and that's why this is happening. Well, it might just be parasites. If you're supposed to get that shit under check every 6 months and you can't remember the last time you did it, in fact, you're pretty sure it's been years and years, maybe even decades, yeah, you more than likely have these motherfucking Hydra bastards that are, they're like the Terminator. How do you kill them without destroying a big chunk of yourself, right? Swallow some bleach. Yeah, maybe that'll do it, but you'll fuck yourself up if not kill yourself. So, what else can you do? Rubbing alcohol. Okay, but like I said, they're not all hanging out in your anus, which would burn if you did it. They're inside you. So I hope you're not thinking of drinking the rubbing alcohol, because you'll go blind. That's not drinking alcohol. Um, Oregano oil will probably also fucking do it. But if you've ever tried oregano oil, let me just tell you what it's like. It's like the closest thing your imagination would describe as the type of acid that we would see like in like cartoons and movies back then, where it's like instantaneous, it burns and it's just eating away at everything. Try it. Try putting some oregano oil on your skin, not your hands. I've tried it. It's fine. Put some on your skin. Put some on your lips. I mean, you're supposed to drink it, but okay. So I bought some pure oregano oil, and it comes with a like a little squeeze suction syringe or whatever the fuck. And I put an entire one of those vials into my drink, thinking that well, this is a good amount. That's probably the right amount. And afterwards, feeling like I'm high. I mean, it fucks with your mind. It will numb your lips. It will burn on your tongue. It's interesting. Oregano oil is some powerful shit. So would that do it? I would think it would, but then again, by the time it gets to where the parasites like to hang out, which is usually in one of the neuron controlling areas, which is your brain, your heart, and your small intestine. By the time it gets to any of those places, it would probably be very diluted. So I haven't tried taking oregano oil in capsules, but I saw them on Amazon and they're affordable, like $10. So I'm gonna get that later on. But yeah, I bought some over the counter medication for taking care of that stuff, and I want to get on track for taking it like every 6 months. Uh, Otherwise, go to your clinic, your local clinic, and let them know, like, hey, I heard you're supposed to take care of this every 6 months, so I'd like to do that. I'm thinking of doing that actually because I don't like since I've been over here to this other country. I don't like the shift I've noticed in my focus and in my energy. And I'm just thinking, like, do I have fucking parasites? I mean, this is kind of a dirty country. I mean, I'm not a dirty person. I clean up my house. I eat right. I mean, I don't fuck around or at all. Shit. Um, but yeah, I've kind of noticed the decline. Um, and just out of the blues, I think a month ago, I tried some over the counter meds for parasites, and I thought, like, might as well. Why not? And very quickly after that, I regained a ton of energy and focus. So there's something there, you know, there's something to that. So I'm gonna try to be one of those people that has that shit in check. I haven't spoken to any medical professionals. I've just seen a bunch of YouTube videos, but I'll be doing that soon because I do want to see what they say, and hopefully I'll get a real human being and not some young idiot that just repeats whatever the class said. Yeah, I want somebody with experience, somebody that can give me their true, honest, experienced answers and not just regurgitated shit. Because I think most of us are starting to wake up to the realization that the scumbags in charge, men and women, they're not looking out for our best interests. They're looking out for their best interests. And they're just making it seem like it's in our best interests when it's really not. So be careful when it comes to any kind of information that you didn't experience yourself. when you're being told second hand, third hand, fourth hand, and more information, it's really just it's a biased opinion. It's not it's like it's based on a true story. And if you know what the fuck that means, you know that it's probably has nothing to do with the actual event, and it's just been rehashed, revamped, remixed. It's so different from the actual truth. Okay, enough of that one. Let's see what else. I finally saw a movie that was really highly recommended called The Fall. And apparently David Fincher and Spike Jonze even gave it their approval. They were producers in the movie, probably executive producers. I think they paid for it to be distributed after the fact. I don't think they were actually part of the creation of the movie. I don't think. Um, it's it's a strange fucking movie. There's two scenes I didn't like. There's ups and downs. It's weird. It feels very low budget while at the same time very interesting. So I don't know where the hell they are, where the movie takes place. It's somewhere in Europe, according to what I saw in the credits. I don't know if it's supposed to be in India. I don't, or if it's in Spain, maybe somewhere around Spain. I don't remember hearing an actual location. I think it could be Spain because I did hear somebody say somebody's Spanish, but then the main character, there's two main characters. There's the patient, well, both of them are actually patients. There's the guy who never gets up, he's always in the bed. He's one of the main characters. And then there's a little girl that has a cast in one of our arms. I guess she's there healing up. I don't know. She has an accent that sounds like she might be from Morocco, which is right across the pond of Spain. So it could be Spain. Anyways, regardless, whatever. He sees the little girl just sort of walking around everywhere, trying to have fun, despite the fact that she really doesn't have anybody her age. She doesn't care. She's ornery. She misbehaves, but she's a good kid. You know, she misbehaves because she's bored and nothing bad. She's not a bad kid. She's just bored. Um, Adorable accent she has. That'll keep you watching the movie. I mean, her performance is so genuine. Like, I don't know who the guy is. I think he's the villain from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think, I'm not sure. And I think he's one of the elven or elves from The Hobbit. I could be wrong, but it looks just like him. And I think he's also in that other Isaac Asimov Apple TV Plus whatever show called fuck. I think it does start with an F actually. It doesn't even matter. I couldn't watch the show. I don't know why. I'd rather read the book first. Okay. I think he. No, never mind. I was gonna say Isaac Asimov. He's that guy that did I Robot. But there's another one. Like his most famous books is that show from Apple TV. Never mind. Okay, so the guy who's, I guess, been in an accident, he can't walk. He's just constantly at his hospital bed. He notices the little girl. She's mischievous. She likes getting into places. So he thinks to himself, I'm going to give her a job. But first, I need to get her invested. I can't just ask her to do me a favor because that's a chore. A chore for nothing for a child seems like no. The child would first need to understand why it's a good thing to help. So he gets her invested by telling her a story. Now, the story is not a good story. It's not even it's a shitty, stupid story, but that's beside the point. The imagery, the cinematography is so like a work of art. You just want to see more and more. And you kind of get that it's okay that the story is not that good because eventually you realize that it's yeah, I don't really want to give it away, but cuz I think is it worth watching? It's worth watching just for her performance, honestly. The guy seems like an actor and he's a good actor, but the little girl is a genuine little girl. And so the things she does, how she talks, I mean it's all coming out genuinely. It doesn't even feel like a typical, well, of course, she's a child actor. I mean, that makes sense. No, child actors come off as phony trying to be sincere. This little girl comes off as just being sincere and somebody told her what to say, but she's still delivering it like a little child. So it's there's genuine genuineness. There's nothing to fake there. It's you'll see if you watch it, you know. I I guess I liked it. The ending really saved it for me. And it's okay, so it starts it's like a roller coaster ride. It starts off very cute. We're going up the hill on the roller coaster. And you get all that imagery. You're like, oh, I'm loving this. This is amazing. I love it. This is great. And then there's a big fucking dip. Like, oh, this is shit. This is mental torture. Why would anybody turn this into a movie? Why are they doing this to this little girl? This is garbage. And then around the last 15 minutes, it steadily starts to pick up again, going upwards, going upwards. And it was just going to end on a happy note when all of a sudden it turns into what the fuck is this? Is this the story of Buster Keaton? That really threw me like, what the fuck? I'm a big fan of Buster Keaton, his movies. I loved The General, Sherlock Holmes Jr., and especially The Cameraman. Um, I even got excited when I saw him in Around the World in 80 Days. He was in the train. He was the ticket collector or ticket checker. Um, so yeah, I'm a genuine Buster Keaton fan, and seeing that ending, I was like, damn. So the guy was Buster Keaton, and he got hurt. His legs, he couldn't feel his legs. He got hurt from doing a stunt. And it's weird because the character's name is not Buster Keaton. So I don't know. Maybe Buster Keaton is not Buster Keaton's actual name. Probably it's not. and they were using his actual name. I don't know. I haven't checked that out yet, but that's that. I think right there is what probably made it something really special for movie people like David Fincher and Spike Jonze, because I mean that to me also made the movie. I mean, there's a ton of great things about the movie, right? There's the fantasy element. The guy's telling the little girl a story, get her invested, so that she can go get him some meds that he desperately wants. Um, and at one point in the movie near the end, I mean, he even confesses, he's like, the story is bullshit. I just wanted, you know, you to help me get the meds, drugs actually. Um, it's a good movie. There were two parts that I didn't like. One, apparently the little girl has a crush on the man that might be about maybe four times or more older than she is. And even though they don't show it, right, because they show the back of her head, there's like, oh, he's asleep. I'm going to kiss him in the mouth. They don't show this. And hopefully it didn't happen. Now, I know that a lot of people might be like, oh, so what? Fuck you, is all I could say to those people. With the subject of child molestation, child rape, everything that's going down with the sick trash in Hollywood and Epstein and P. Diddy. Fuck. I mean, yeah, no, I don't think that anybody should take that shit lightly. Now, I know that this isn't that. All right. I know it's not, but at the same time, isn't it? You see, I don't think that actor did anything wrong. And I know there's other cultures that might see it as like, it's no big deal. I mean, you heard the Dalai Lama, suck my tongue. So, yeah, we have different cultures that believe in different things. I happen to think that even if that's your child, don't kiss them in the mouth. You're a fucking adult. You have a bunch of other germs. Don't give that to them. Even if it's not, you know, mentally sick and perverted, it's still not hygienically, however the fuck you want to say it. You shouldn't do that. Okay. And I think the biggest culprit uh, out of both parents would be moms. Moms think it's fine, right? They'll straight up clean your fucking face with their disgusting saliva. I hope fucking mothers don't do that shit anymore. That's disgusting. Your saliva is not holy water. It's fucking spit. Okay? Just because you don't spit it out doesn't mean that your fucking saliva isn't that. Um I think that even if everybody involved in the filming of that was totally sincere and had no ill intentions, um, there are sick people out there. Why even provide them with anything? You know, it's like it's like what parasites like to eat: sugar. If you think you have parasites, stay the fuck away from sugar. In fact, don't ever eat sugar. Sugar is garbage. Sugar is like the worst thing for you. Sugar is at the root of the problem of everything health related. Um, yeah, you want sugar, eat a fruit, a real fruit, a whole fruit, not dry shit, not frozen shit. Actual fruit. Okay, so I didn't like seeing that, but like I said, they filmed it from behind her head. I hope it didn't happen since apparently it wasn't even fucking necessary. I don't fucking know. The other one was a sneaky joke on the audience. Someone someone dies, and then the very next scene after that, someone is very angry and yelling um, so loudly that you can tell that the little girl is not that character right now. She is feeling the fear of someone that someone that is being yelled at by a giant adult. Someone that's being traumatized on screen. If I would have been that actor, I would have said to whoever the fuck is in charge of that movie, you know what? I don't want her in the shot. It's gonna be pretty violent, so I don't want her near here. I mean, it's not like he was gonna win a fucking Oscar. I'm pretty sure there were no Oscars won by that movie. Well, who knows? But I don't think so. There's a couple of other movies I want to watch as well. There's City of God, which I started. I saw the first 10 minutes, and also I want to finish La Vida è Dolce or La Dolce Vida. I can't remember. It's by Fellini. Both of those movies are subtitled, so I need to be in a mood to watch and read at the same time. But like I said, I already started them and they looked amazing, so I was really enjoying them. Um, I don't know. Sometimes when I rarely will put a movie on, I I'm usually feeling lazy. I just want to watch something and that's it. Or I'm enjoying some food and I don't want to read. That's probably why it took me so long to actually see those movies because it's been years. It's been fucking years that they've been on my to watch list. Man, um, just thinking about some of the other movies that are still on my to watch list. There's John Wayne's Stagecoach, directed by I think it's John Ford. I can't remember. I want to watch that one. I've actually never seen a John Wayne movie, so I read that that was his best. So looking forward to reading that one. Especially, I think I got interested in John Wayne first time I read Preacher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. Um, Preacher was, I mean, John Wayne was such an inspiration to the character of, the fuck was his name? I think it was Jesse. Anyways, Preacher. That it got me interested, and especially when I saw the dynamic that the Preacher character had with John Wayne, being like a what do you fucking call that when you have an imaginary friend? Um, it reminded me of Christian Slater's character in True Crime. Called that True Crime. The one with Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. Christian Slater has Val Kilmer slash Elvis Presley as his imaginary friend. Is it True Crime? That's gonna fuck me up. True Crime. No, no, it's not. I knew that it wasn't. There's something off about that name. What is it called? Christian Slater, Tarantino. True Romance. Fuck. Shit, man. Fucking parasites are eating my brain. True Romance. One of my favorite movies ever. And the director of that movie was Tony Scott. Because of that movie, I like Tony Scott. Whatever he made, I wanted to watch it. He was a great director. He did Domino, love that movie as well. I think he also didn't he do Hannibal? Can't remember, but yeah, Tony is Ridley Scott's younger brother, I think. Tragically, he had, I guess, terminal cancer. Not sure. I can't remember. I didn't really look into it because back then I accepted news at face value and I never questioned it, right? So he jumped off a bridge because apparently he was in so much pain, he didn't want to go through it anymore, and bam, he ended it. Is that the truth? I don't fucking know. Honestly, I think everything is debatable, especially when you're in a situation of directing movies that bring about cost millions of dollars. When you're in that fucking evil industry, it's kind of hard to know what's real, what's not real, what's pretend. You know, they might show you somebody and point at them and say, "This is a genius," only to later find out that they were just a mascot puppet that were being fed answers. Or the more popular one, "This is a good person," when in reality, I mean, they're fucking Satanists, kill people, and drink shit out of skulls. You have no idea who you're dealing with. If they have anything to do with the Hollywood system or politics, for that matter, you have no idea. There's what they show you, and then there's what they don't show you. So that's the story. Tony Scott jumped off a bridge because he had terminal cancer. I don't know that to be true. I don't give a fuck if his brother straight up said like, "Yes, this is true." It's like, "Oh, well, that's what you say. I don't know." I mean, I'm not going to say that he didn't do it because of that. I'm going to say I don't fucking know. I don't know. And I'll leave it at that. I think it's so funny meeting people that don't have that mentality where they are very sure of something they're actually not sure of simply because it's easier to just believe. And by funny, I mean it's fucking stupid and it's nonsense. You should never believe anything that you didn't witness yourself, that you don't know firsthand. It's just like obvious. If somebody tells you something, consider the source. Do you believe that person? Why do you believe that person? Could that person be wrong? Could that person be receiving misinformation, but they're being paid so much fucking money to present the shit as though it's a fucking fact that maybe that's why you believe it. So I'm not saying that your source is a fucking liar, but maybe their source is. Maybe their source is their boss. I don't know. Not sure if I told this story before, but A month or two or so ago, I was in a Spanish class because I wanted to learn more of the mechanics, the grammar, because in Spanish they got like different accents, um, like you're supposed to put a dash on top of certain letters, um, and I just wanted to learn more about that. And the Spanish teacher, either he himself took it upon himself to do this, or that, and more than likely, the superintendents of the college, they were like, "Oh, and you have to make sure they all read these stories and write a report on them." And these stories all had to do with woke agendas. You know, I'm sure you've come across a couple of these. Um, they usually go like this: Black people are better than white people because white people are shit. Women are better than men because men are shit. And in order to get a couple of degrees, I turned a blind eye to this nonsense. Whenever I had to write a report, I didn't actually write exactly what I wanted to say. And I always got an A. So I'm not going to say that I told them what they wanted to hear because I didn't go that far. I just didn't tell them what they didn't want to hear. So I would look at it from a realistic point of view and I would ignore the fascism, um, the bad fascism. Is there a good kind of fascism? I don't know. But this one just pissed me off so much, because it was coming from a Mexican. I'm Mexican. And he wrote a story. He wrote a story about a white man and he made him sound as white as fucking possible, who fought in the war. Then he came back. He's got problems, and he decided to take it out on Mexicans. And it's about a white old man that shoots up a fast food joint. And I just thought, this is fucked up propaganda. I mean, this is a fantasy. He made this shit up. Why? Just to push an agenda, just to push the idea that this is what white people are. I guarantee if I spoke to that cocksucker about this fucking shit, he would probably crumble and say, "No, no, no, you misunderstood. This is about those racist people that do this." Show me who the fuck did that. Show me who the fuck did that enough times that this is just a regular thing that white old men do. So I didn't appreciate that at all. I think it's just pandering to the woke masses. I think it's Satanism, obviously, honestly and obviously, because it's just trying to create a separation and hate. unwarranted, honestly, you know, because anything that they tell students in these garbage colleges, especially in piece of shit California. Thanks, California, for Kamala Harris. Who would let that bitch be the fucking attorney general? I saw a video recently of what she did uh, to a poor family. It was a single black female who had a child with a lot of medical problems, and so she was constantly having to be excused from school. And Kamala Harris had just passed this fucking dumb shit law that you would be arrested if your kid isn't going to school, truancy. Except this lady had, all the papers that she needed to have, all the excuses properly documented. They didn't give a fuck. They just said, "Hey, we got a warrant for your arrest." Like, what? I can only imagine the hardship this must have caused her kid. And her kid on camera is fucking saying that, "Oh, I felt like, this is my fault." So I hate Kamala Harris. And if that's not enough, her fucking father, Donald Harris, who was a professor of I don't know what the fuck, motherfucker was a communist, a Marxist communist. Um, I don't know that I like Donald Trump, but let me tell you, that person, that fucking piece of shit person, makes him look like the next motherfucking president. We really don't have an option here. Like, do you want the liar or the felon? um, the felon, because the liar is not just a liar. She's so many other inhuman fucking things. So, out of those two, Donald Trump. I think, like anybody else, I'd be excited to have a female president. Because why the fuck not? Mexico has one. The UK fucking has one or has had one. Um, Honestly, it doesn't even fucking matter. But you don't want to get a piece of shit one. And at least they gave us uh, a lesser evil option. Because I don't know, the the day is coming, or depending on how you look at it, it's already here, when we don't even have one that's good at all. And it's just a show. It's bullshit. I mean, they probably go, I'm not going to say it. Uh, the left wing and the right wing both belong to the same animal. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, she's a piece of shit. And bitch is 60 and got real far. Nobody called her on check all her fucking life. The level of sociopath she must be. She must be level 100 or some shit. I mean, the fakest, stupidest shit laugh. Fuck. She's not going to win. Honestly. That chick is not going to win. I hope The next time we have a presidential election, we have more fucking choices. Honestly, what kind of choices did we have this time? Really, it was just garbage or garbage. Perhaps a little less garbage. So I've heard a ton of good things about Trump from people like Candace Owens, who I do respect. I think she's awesome. Um, sure, why not? I'm open minded to it. I mean, I was actually a big fan of Donald Trump before he ever became president, right? I was a fan of that show, The Apprentice. I read his book, The Art of the Deal. I even read his second book. I can't remember what the fuck that one was called, but I read it. Um, I have his autograph. He actually fucking gave me his autograph. That's I can actually claim that I have a U.S. president's autograph, personalized. So I was a fan, and then everybody started talking shit about how he's such a racist and blah 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 blah. And then I started hearing all the shit coming out like, yeah, I used to grab him right in the pussy. And I was like, okay, he's done. And that was back then when it was between him and Hillary. Man, it's like you can't get a normal woman in politics, at least not to run for president. You can't get a normal one. I would love for somebody like Candace Owens, but she already said that she probably wouldn't because she wouldn't have the time and freedom to speak out like she does now, which is true. And more than likely, they would be controlling the fuck out of her like a puppet. So, but still, it would be nice to have someone like her. Um, Back when it was Hillary versus Trump, I wasn't sure who I wanted. I mean, I was more biased towards Trump, but I kind of liked the idea of like finally we get to have a female president. That way, nobody can bitch about, oh, it's so unfair for women when it's so fucking backwards. So I kind of wanted Hillary to win. And then at one of Trump's rallies, I saw that people were getting riled up in the wrong way. They were, it was sparking violence. And I thought, oh, that's not a good sign. But then again, what I wasn't considering back then is that sometimes shit like that is orchestrated. They'll plant an actor to start up some shit. So politics is a sneaky, sneaky fucking thing. And Trump is very friendly with a lot of Ashkenazi Jewish people. And I have no idea if that is a good thing. I don't know what it means. Now, some people might say, like, well, it doesn't mean anything other than the fact that his daughter is married to one, and that's it. That's all. Okay. Do you know the history of the Ashkenazi Jews? Weren't Isn't it theorized, hypothesized that they might be the Khazars, Khazars, I'm just asking questions if that's okay. I don't know. I'm not saying anything for sure. I have no idea. These are just things I've heard mentioned. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the Khazars disappeared and pretended to be someone else, something else. I don't know. Supposedly they went to the UK. I have no idea. Maybe they went to Spain. I mean, I I've looked in the mirror. I kind of I've thought about it myself. I'm like, I've read so many things that says the Jews went into hiding, went into different countries. Okay, the Armenians did the same thing. Could I be Armenian? Could I be um, a Khazar Jew? I have no idea. No friggin' idea. I hate that. But I asked the Jewish person one time, and he was a college professor, and he told all of us that he was Jewish. As far as I know, I've had two Jewish professors because they told us, they told the class, I'm Jewish. And they're great storytellers. But I asked one of them, he was my English professor. I said, do you think I could be Jewish? Because I have a big nose. And it's not like wide, it's more like it's it's bigger. It's big. Um, I don't think you can tell when I'm wearing the mask, but yes. And he said, "No, it's not big enough." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Okay, so I grew up in a Mexican community, so really, those are the only two Jewish people I've seen in my life that are confirmed Jewish. Okay, I've traveled the U.S., I've traveled Europe, um, but that I knew they were Jewish, yeah, no, those are the only two people. So the only other confirmed Jewish people that I've ever seen are in movies and television. And when I see a Jewish person's nose and I look at mine, it's I don't see much of a difference. But I'm not a confirmed Jew, so I wouldn't know. A confirmed Jew told me, no, it's not big enough. So I don't know. That's fine. Whatever. At the same time, maybe he didn't want me to be Jewish, which is fine as well. I'm not trying to be. I'm only sharing that I always had this suspicion, you know, about myself, especially because my ancestry is, what's the word? Muddled, sort of. It's not straightforward. It's all over the place. I tried it out on the ancestry, and it changes every couple of years. And I kind of figured out why that is because there is no definitive um, DNA that says you're from this area. In fact, all that we're actually seeing is how many registered ancestry users have a similar DNA and where those people live, which is why the percentage fluctuates. If you've ever done the whole ancestry or the other ones, I can't remember what the fuck they're called, but I I wanted to check out the other ones, but then I felt like, do I trust these fucking people? No, I don't know them. So fuck it. I know enough. I look like a white Chinese man with a big nose. that's that's it. So, am I Jewish? I doubt it. Could there be some Jewish DNA in there? Yes, even Ancestry said when I first did that shit, like almost 10 years ago, like 8 years ago, something like that. It said I was 3% Eastern Jewish. Okay. And it said I was 37% Native American, 26% from the Iberian Peninsula, which has shifted. It's gone up more. So I'm like half and half, pretty much Native American and Iberian Peninsula. I kind of like that, the whole Iberian Peninsula thing, because there's a story in Greek mythology that of what was the fuck was his name? Iberian. He was a giant. He was one of the Titans. Well, that's his whole fucking body right over there. And another one. Apparently, and I found this out from an Irish lady living in Ireland. I asked her, about this, and she said that Ireland used to be called Iberia. I'm like, what the fuck is the connection, man? When I was a baby, I had red hair, just like very, very light brown to the point where it looks reddish. And I've seen the pictures, so it's true. I don't think I could say the same thing about my daughter. I think her very, very light brown hair was leaning towards blonde, but then it just got darker, her and mine. So, oh well. What is the connection? I don't know. Then I saw some of those videos from Mind Unveiled saying language comes from Gaelic. So everybody has a connection to Ireland. I don't know. I don't think they know, or maybe they do. I would love to question that freaking AI robot soul. He's got to be in the club. He's either in the club or he knows somebody in the club, in the cover up an eye club. You know what I'm saying? The okay over the eye club. I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. But him and Vibes of Cosmos sound, well, he sounds, Vibes of Cosmos doesn't really speak. So I just feel like, how do they know this much? Maybe they got lucky, stumbled across it, but I don't think so. Maybe they are in the club and they're like rebelling. They're like, fuck it, I need to tell everybody this. Who knows? Who can say? So Amazon sent me an email saying that, okay, we're gonna refund you your money. They haven't done it yet, but they said they would, so I guess that's progress. Lloyd Kaufman of Troma, Troma movies, has apparently announced that Shakespeare's Shitstorm is his final movie. So I guess that means his health isn't doing too well, or he's he's had it. Like, he's made enough money that he just wants to enjoy the rest of his remaining life. Might be that. Might be. I mean, even if he doesn't make any more movies, he's made enough of an impact. He's made enough memorable stuff. I think he could just be happy, kind of like Stan Lee was, where He just goes to the conventions. People buy his stuff. They take pictures with him, chat with him a little bit. He's probably still going to do cameos in movies and stuff like that. I mean, that's that's what I think will probably happen, unless the reason he's stating this is his final movie is that his health isn't doing too well. But I doubt that. I don't think he's unhealthy. I mean, I met him at the LA Comic Convention, and I mean, could he be sick? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think he smokes. He honestly doesn't seem like the type of guy that would be ailing from anything. Old age? Come on. How old is he? Fuck. He could be up there in age. I don't know why. I wanted to say that he's in his 70s, but he might be closer to like Stanley's age. Lloyd. Yeah, let's see. He's 78. He's fine. That's not too bad. Stanley died at 98, I think. So, yeah, Stanley died in 2018. I still remember it. It was November 8, I think, and Stanley was 98. Lloyd Kaufman has his 79th birthday coming up December 30. Well, anyways, so Shakespeare's Shitstorm got finished like in 2020. I think that's when I remember seeing the trailer for the first time, and I was like, I can't wait to see this. This looks good. I want to see this. And ever since then, because Lloyd doesn't mass distribute his movies because theaters just won't fucking pick it up because of the kind of movies that he makes. He has to go on a very large campaign of taking it to film festivals, special screenings. Uh, I would have loved to have had a theater just to show off his movies. I would have loved to have had a theater just to show off the movies that I think are best. Why doesn't anybody fucking do that? Fuck the new movies. They're such garbage. I remember during the pandemic that there was a theater that pretty much would let you bring your own DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever and just watch, like your own private party at the theater. That's awesome. They should still fucking do that, but obviously they make more money showing off the garbage. Honestly, I haven't been excited for anything in the theater. And everything that I was a little excited for turned out to be garbage. They don't make good movies anymore. Twisters sucked. A Quiet Room Part 3 origin story bullshit sucked. Alien Part, what would it be now? Is it Alien 5 or does no, it would be Aliens, is it Alien 6 or is it Alien 7? Cuz Prometheus is technically an alien movie. Who the fuck cares, honestly? Aliens ate shit after the second one. David Fincher's Alien 3 was so fucking bleak and depressing. Fuck that movie. I wasn't scared. I was depressed. Alien 4, Alien Resurrection. I had fun with that movie, so that one was great. I mean, I kind of wanted to be scared, and I wasn't, but I was highly entertained. Love that movie. Prometheus was something special as well. The next one, not so much. I hated this one. I, no. It's just lame copy and paste, add some woke agenda shit. Fuck that movie. So this year, it was just the Deadpool and Beetlejuice. That's it. They used to pump out good shit all the time. I remember. Now they're all on break. They're all fucking hiring their AI machines. They can't even see that it's actually garbage. We're on strike. Writer's strike. Fuck you. ChatGPT will write it. Okay. Um, it's soulless. It's a soulless fucking story. This is brilliant, ChatGPT. Now add some woke agenda shit into it. Brilliant. I love it. This will make no money and piss off everyone. Love it. Genius. If we keep doing this for 20 more fucking years, the children that grow up with it will grow up to be adults that look at it as normal. People that know it's not normal would have died out, or they'll be so old that it won't even matter. People will just look at them like, oh, they're just old. That's all. They don't get it. They're not with it, man. Fuck. All right, let me bring it back to Lloyd Kaufman's Shakespeare Shitstorm. I want to watch the damn movie. Why can't I fucking watch the fucking movie? Apparently, it was accidentally put into Amazon Prime. And some people got to fucking watch the movie for free. I hope that's not true. I hope at least they had to pay for it, because that pisses me off like you don't fucking understand. I've been forced to have Amazon Prime now for years. I was getting the student discount. I'm still getting it actually. Um, but I'm saying forced because I never watch it. I don't give a fuck about your fucking Amazon Prime. I get it for the free shipping. That's it. That's it. So I wish I could discount it further. I would remove Amazon Prime. Not worth it. Especially with the fucking commercials. Are you kidding me? Anyways, this would have made it worth it. I don't know for how long it was on Amazon Prime, or, for sale on there, but I would have gotten it. I would have paid it. I want to watch the fucking film. It's been years. It's insanity. I At the same time, I mean, I understand he's trying to get his fucking money back. He is smart enough to know that as soon as he puts it out there, people are going to rip it and start distributing it throughout the fucking internet. Come check out this movie on my website. Click on everything. Don't mind the commercials and the pop-ups. So I get it. Honestly, if it was online for a while, somebody had to have fucking gotten a copy off of it. You think no one thought to do it? Man, that's lucky then. That's real fucking lucky. Because I've searched. I just want to watch it. I don't have a car right now. Otherwise, I would drive to one of those premieres so I could watch it. I love his movies. They're so funny, so entertaining, so crude and crass and just ballsy. We'll go there. I mean, I love that kind of movie. I don't want all movies to be that kind of movie, but I love that there is that kind of movie. And it's shitty to think that it's over. That's the last one. I remember as a kid staying up late just to watch on TV The Toxic Avenger. And I was fascinated by everything I saw. I mean, there was something so raw, grimy, dirty, genuine, hokey, cheesy, over the top, funny, violent, sexy. I mean, everything a young teenage kid could possibly want to watch on television late at night, hoping that his parents don't get up and see what he's looking at. I love the Toxic Avenger number one. That was the best. The second and third one were enjoyable, but man, not as raw and edgy as the first one. The fourth one, raw and edginess level 100. I mean, shit. I love that one so much. It was like I bought it and I was like proud to own it because I knew that it wasn't just anybody that had this fucking movie. I used to own the trilogy set. Uh, Troma and Juliet, fucking amazing. I remember I was a teenager. I saw this movie and I thought, so that's why their families didn't want them to marry each other, to be together. I love that movie. Um, and knowing that James Gunn did he co-write it or did he fully write it and then he co-directed it? Maybe I can't remember. I liked. I think it was called Portrait of the Family, where he kind of he bought a movie and then he spliced it up and sort of made his own version of it. It was fucking incredible because it was so hilarious. Um, Tales from the Crapper, that one was also really funny, but he said he didn't like it. I talked to him at the LA convention and he said he didn't like it because it wasn't art. It was just a job. So I guess he was paid by the Ninja Turtles dude. What the fuck is his name? Peter Laird. I met him as well at the Anaheim convention, WonderCon. He autographed the Ninja Turtles comic for me. Yep, it's up on my wall. Um, he might have paid him off to do that because that was back when he was with what's her name from Heavy Metal 2000. Fuck, I can't remember. She passed away. Big, tall, giant lady, and they were married. uh, I guess it wasn't a positive experience for him. I have no freaking idea. But I thought it was hilarious. And then, of course, there was Poultrygeist. I saw Nukem High around the same time that I saw the Toxic Avenger. And that was another movie that I saw that is not related to Lloyd Kaufman's movies. It was around that same time. It was Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead 2, Return of the Living Dead 3. Love those fucking movies. They're just the best. The Gate. Anyways, after Poultrygeist, which is that his best movie? No, I don't think so. It was extremely enjoyable, but I don't think that's his best. I think Terra Firma was something really special. I don't know. For me, his best to me is going to be The Toxic Avenger. To me, that's the perfect movie, the best movie that he's made. I love Terra Firma. I love Toxic Avenger 4. Poltergeist. It's enjoyable. Um, that fucking Harry Potter looking dude. Then he did two more Nukem High movies: the Return of Nukem High, Part One and Part Two. Those were okay. I like the leading actress chick. She was very pretty, very naked in that movie, and I think she went on to do like mainstream stuff. And then after that, I don't think I think that's it. I think it's just Shakespeare's shitstorm. And I'm so pissed at Lloyd Kaufman because the fourth movie of Toxic Avenger left off in a there's going to be more. There's going to be a fifth one coming out. It's going to be the Toxic Twins, and it never fucking happened. There was a fucking Toxic Avenger musical. I didn't see it. Again, it's going to be like even Trey Parker's Book of Mormon, where you have to go see it live, otherwise fuck yourself. I did see the Book of Mormon live, but I would love that to be a movie. And something tells me that Trey Parker's just never gonna get up of his fucking lazy ass and do it. Like, the motherfucker has enough money that he could just get it done. I mean, Orgasmo style, for fuck's sake. That would be awesome, but nope. I don't think he's going to. I think he's got so much money that he doesn't know what to do with, and he's got a hot wife. I don't know if they're still divorced or whatever, but they're constantly seen together. And he's got a great kid. So, I mean, he's living it up, having a family. I don't blame him at all. I think that's awesome. At least he's got a good reason. Lloyd Kaufman, if he's, what is he, 76, 78? 78. He's going to be 79. But he's young. Jewish people are real healthy. I mean, okay, let's say he dies around the same age as Stan Lee. That's that's in like almost 20 years. He's got 20 years. He could make movies. But that's just me talking like a fan. I mean, I get it. I get it. I've repeatedly said it. I get it. He's trying to get his money back, and it's looking like it's going to take him a fucking while. Until he gets his money back, he doesn't really want to release the movie. I get it. But there's so many fucking things like that. Like, I hope Toxic Avenger the musical travels a little more. Although I've seen clips of it, it doesn't look that good. Um, sorry, Lloyd. It doesn't. Okay. Although the music did sound good, actually. The music sounded good. The production looked shit. The music sounded good. For the music alone, it's worth going to. Then I had heard many years ago that mainstream Hollywood had licensed the rights to make a remake of the Toxic Avenger. And I was like, holy shit. Because for a long time I had heard Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be the Toxic Avenger. And it was Peter Dinklage is going to be Melvin, and then he turns into Arnold. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, man. What happened to that? Probably Arnold. Somebody showed Arnold the movie, The Toxic Avenger, and he said, like, oh no, no. No, I'm just playing. I'm pretty sure Arnold doesn't even watch movies. He has people screen shit for him. Is it good? And well, whatever. So the result of that was that Peter Dinklage was going to be Melvin and the Toxic Avenger, just in makeup, which is as stupid as if they would have had if Lloyd Kaufman would have made the original actor that played Melvin. I met him at a con convention. He's great. But if they would have had him be the Toxic Avenger as well, the Toxic Avenger would not have been what it is today. Nobody would give a fuck. I mean, the transformation would have been, oh, I can't say it. He just looks fucked up. Okay. No, I think they did an awesome job with transforming this 90-pound weakling into the Toxic Avenger. Yeah, that's it draws you in. You get interested. You want to watch this. So I don't know who put any money into this, man. Who fucking put money into Tyrion Lannister being being the Toxic Avenger afterwards? I get it as Melvin, but after the transformation, he's supposed to be a 240-pound monster. It's supposed to be, the total opposite. He goes from being a weakling to superhuman strength. So Dinklage went from Dinklage to fucked up Dinklage. Now, obviously, that is just straight up comedy. There's there's going to be no action element to it. No wonder. Stupid, dumb motherfuckers. They killed the movie, so nobody can see it. Nobody can get a copy of this. It's dead. It was going to come out in theaters. Would I have gone to go see it? Maybe. I would have definitely watched it. But now that I'm thinking about the logical, it's just so obvious that you can't even put any real action scenes in it, because what stuntman is going to double for Peter Dinklage? So there's a reason why they killed this movie. Just imagine this movie, but there's no fucking action scenes. There is no fucking action scenes. You might have somebody Peter Dinklage size as a stunt double, sort of a stand-in. But is that going to look suspenseful? Is that going to look like an actual action scene? Or is that just going to look poorly? And I don't think, not for nothing that they killed this movie. I could just imagine it. Oh, man. Because it's not a big, strong guy pulling motherfuckers and tossing them around. It's a very tiny little man I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And then everybody's going to have to just be on wires. I would have watched it. I would have watched it, man. The more I think about it, the funnier the shit gets. So instead of the big fat mayor, it was going to be Elijah Wood. I don't know who the police chief, the Nazi police chief, was going to be, but that would have been interesting too. Or who was going to be the super hot blind lady? Because I got to tell you, from the original Toxic Avenger, that woman that played the blind girlfriend, one of the hottest ladies I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, fuck, she's so attractive. I know it's the combination of how good looking she is and the character, not stupid, but it was a perfect combination. I love that character. She's super hot, gorgeous, and mix it up with that character. I love that. That girl and in that character, perfect. I would have loved to have seen how they could have topped or matched that. I don't think they could have done it, but I would have been curious to see who they would have picked. Depending on how they felt about the original actress, they would have taken it seriously, or they would have been like, just put anybody in it. Who gives a shit? She's not the star. Also, there's a fuck scene in the original movie. The Toxic Avenger meets the blind girl, whose name is always either Sarah or Mary, and eventually they fuck. That would have been weird with Peter Dinklage. Well, I know. Fuck. I don't know how to tell you this without sounding very insulting towards him. I'm not trying to be insulting towards him. I think he's an amazing actor when it comes to Tyrion. I think he also represented Vin Diesel in Find Me Guilty. But I mean, you know, he's smaller. Uh, I mean, I can I can imagine it. It's just fuck, man. That would not be the same movie. That would just be a comedy, a straight up parody of the original. But I would have still watched it. I would love to see that. I'm sure it's fucking stupid and hilarious. I mean, it sucks for Lloyd Kaufman's sake that the movie got killed because I'm sure he got his money for the licensing. But if there was a deal of getting something extra on the back end, depending on how it does, well, obviously that's not going to happen. Can't wait for that Shakespeare shitstorm. And honestly, I don't know that we'll have more people making movies like he did. Maybe inside of Troma Studios or Troma Films, I should say, not studios. I wrote two scripts for for Lloyd for Troma. Two scripts that I'm actually very proud of that were inspired by his movies, and I think they're fucking perfect. I would love to get the money together to make them. So One is called um, I'm not sure I can say it. One is called Nymphomaniac. The Nymphomaniac? Nymph. Oh, no, it's not. That's that other fucking movie. It's Nymph, the psycho serial killer. And the other one is called Come Guzzler the movie. And no, neither of them are porn. They they're very, if you like Lloyd Kaufman's movies, they're very Lloyd Kaufman esque. They're good. And I'm pretty sure that all fans of Troma movies would love these. Oh, I would love to make them one day. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. Maybe when I'm 78. Okay. All right. I think I'll leave it at that. I want to get back to my addiction. I can't I I can't not want to play Dark Souls until I beat the shit. And then I'm gonna want to play Dark Souls 2. No, 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 no. No, no. Maybe. No. I'm gonna want to play Dark Souls 2. But maybe. Nope, 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 nope. I know what I'm gonna do. I actually want to play Demon Souls. Yes. It's been so fucking long since I've played Demon Souls. I can't believe I stopped playing the game right at the end. I got so intimidated by the final boss. I'm like, fuck this. All right. I'm going to try it. Try Demon Souls. All right. All right, everybody. I got to go because video games await. Hope you had a great weekend. I'll see you later.